We talking about social, political, and how he's put on for his community. LeBron James is the GOAT. But with that being said, I believe Michael Jordan is the GOAT over LeBron James.
In a one-on-one match. One-on-one?
And so here are 5 categories I want everybody to always pay attention to. MVP, Finals MVP, scoring title, Defensive Player of the Year. And not only did your team win the championship, you won Finals MVP. And if you go by that criteria, there's a little more work to do. And he'll tell you that. That's why he wears number 23. That's why he throws powder in the air before basketball games. Because he emulates, like all of us should or did, the great Michael Air Jeffrey Jordan, who played basketball with his tongue hanging out.
When Jalen Rose stepped into the GOAT debate, he didn't tiptoe around it, he detonated it. He started with a truth so heavy it forced everyone to sit up straight. If we're measuring cultural impact, social leadership, and the weight a superstar carries for his community, then LeBron James wears that crown without question. And that's not propaganda, that's reality. LeBron built schools in Akron when it would have been easier to build brands. He spoke on injustice when silence would have protected his endorsements. He turned athlete into activist, superstar into symbol. Off the hardwood, he's not just a player, he's infrastructure. He's influence. He's a movement that stretches beyond box scores and banners. But then Jalen pivoted, and that's when the temperature changed. Because when the lights dim, when the sneakers squeak, when it's just 5-on-5 and legacy on the line, he said it plainly. On the court, there's only one king, and his name is Michael Jordan. That wasn't nostalgia talking. That was a man who lived through both eras, drawing a hard line in history. Then the debate turned personal. One-on-one, mano-a-mano, with LeBron, 6 feet 9 inches, 260, moving like a guard, defending like a guard, overpower Jordan? Physically? Maybe. But greatness isn't just mass and speed, it's instincts sharpened under fire. Jordan was all-defensive first team 9 times. LeBron, 5. Jordan led the league in scoring 10 times, an entire decade of offensive tyranny. LeBron did it once. And that matters because it speaks to sustained dominance, not versatility alone. The counterpunch always comes. Has Jordan ever faced someone like LeBron? Fair question. But flip it. Has anyone ever faced someone like Jordan? A perimeter assassin who could be the best defensive player and the best defensive player on the same floor in the same night. That's not mythology. That's resume. And here's where the psychological layer creeps in. Did Jordan have to learn how to win the way LeBron did alongside veterans like Dwayne Wade under the culture built by Pat Riley? Or did he arrive with that killer instinct already installed? Jordan won a national title at North Carolina with the shot. He carried that DNA into the league. The argument isn't about growth, it's about wiring. Some players develop alpha energy. Others are born radiating it. And context, Jordan dominated through dynasties. The Boston Celtics machine, the Los Angeles Lakers empire, the Detroit Pistons bad boys gauntlet. He broke through them all. LeBron's greatest opposition? The Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant. The San Antonio Spurs, led by Tim Duncan. Elite teams, yes, but the endings weren't always storybook. That's when Jalen introduced what might be the cleanest framework of all, the 5 pillars of greatness. MVPs, Finals MVPs, scoring titles. Defensive Player of the Year. Championships as the unquestioned guy. Strip away narratives. Strip away social media. Just stack the pillars. Jordan, 5 MVPs, 6 Finals MVPs, never won without being the clear alpha. 10 scoring titles. A Defensive Player of the Year. 9 first-team all-defense selections. 6 championships. 6 finals. 0 losses. A perfect 6-0 on the sport's biggest stage. LeBron for MVPs. For Finals MVPs. For championships, but 6 finals losses. 1 scoring title. 0 Defensive Player of the Year awards. That's not slander. That's arithmetic. And here's the subtle psychology that nobody likes to say out loud. Why 23? Why the chalk toss? Those aren't random rituals. They're echoes. Even LeBron's brand carries traces of the original blueprint. That doesn't diminish LeBron's greatness. It reinforces Jordan's gravity. Because when your successor pays homage before every game, that's not coincidence. That's hierarchy. So here's the uncomfortable question. Are we separating cultural greatness from competitive supremacy? Because if you merge them, the debate stays messy. But if you isolate pure basketball dominance, 2 baskets, 1 ball, legacy on the line, the 5 pillars don't bend. They don't sway with era or narrative. They stand there, cold and immovable. And according to Jalen Rose, when you measure by those pillars alone, greatness doesn't wear many faces. It wears one. They don't care about longevity. They don't care about padded box scores or stat accumulation across 20 seasons. The question is brutally simple. When it was time to be the best, were you the best? According to Jalen Rose, for Michael Jordan, the answer was always yes. For LeBron James, sometimes. And that sometimes is where the entire debate lives and dies. Then came the ultimate fantasy scenario, the one-on-one showdown. On paper, LeBron looks like a lab-created prototype. 6 feet 9 inches, 260 pounds, speed like a guard, vision reminiscent of Magic, power like a freight train in transition. Strip away teammates. Strip away coaching systems. No spacing schemes. No super teams. Just 2 legends and 1 ball. What's left? Mentality. Who folds? Who finishes? LeBron had to evolve into a closer. His journey took him to Miami, alongside Dwayne Wade, under the culture architected by Pat Riley. That crucible forged a champion. But Jordan, from the jumper at North Carolina to his first step into the NBA, he carried himself like the final boss. The alpha energy wasn't developed, it was embedded. That's the distinction Rose hammered home. When the game shrinks to its purest form, instinct outweighs physique. LeBron may bring the broader toolkit, but Jordan brought the gene, the predatory certainty that the moment belonged to him. He never blinked. The stage never expanded beyond his control. He didn't learn how to close. He simply closed. And Rose didn't stop at hypotheticals. He dragged the debate into context, competition. Greatness isn't built in isolation. It's defined by who you conquer. Jordan's climb ran straight through dynasties. The 80s Boston Celtics stacked with Hall of Fame talent. The Showtime Los Angeles Lakers led by Magic and Kareem. The bad boy Detroit Pistons who engineered the Jordan rules with one objective, break him. They bruised him. They battered him. They delayed him. And then he destroyed them. He didn't just win, he flipped power structures. LeBron's mountain looked different. The Golden State Warriors dynasty with Curry, Clay, Draymond, and eventually Kevin Durant, a nuclear addition that tilted the balance of the league. The machine-like San Antonio Spurs under Greg Popovich with Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili. Those were real giants. Real wars. But here's the cold divider. Jordan never lost on the sport's biggest stage. 6 finals. 6 championships. 6 finals MVPs. No Game 7 collapses. No silver medals. When he arrived, the series ended. LeBron's finals resume includes triumphs, but also 6 defeats. And in the ruthless language of legacy, almost doesn't carry the same weight as undefeated. That's where Rose framed the most uncomfortable truth, the community GOAT versus the court GOAT. Off the floor, LeBron's impact is generational. Schools, social justice advocacy, economic empowerment. He stands as a voice for millions. In that arena, his influence is unmatched. But basketball greatness, Rose argued, has its own criteria, the 5 pillars. MVPs, finals MVPs, scoring titles, defensive player of the year, championships as the unquestioned guy. Under that lens, Jordan's resume is overwhelming. 5 MVPs, 10 scoring titles, a defensive player of the year, 9 all-defensive first-team selections, 6 finals MVPs, perfection under pressure. And perhaps only Hakeem Olajuwon joins Jordan in that rare air of being able to dominate as the best offensive and defensive force on the court simultaneously, night after night, year after year. That two-way supremacy is rare. It's taxing. It's legendary. So the debate narrows to essence. LeBron can be admired, respected, revered. His longevity is historic. His versatility unprecedented. But Jordan was feared. Fear changes how opponents prepare. Inevitability changes how series unfold. Perfection changes how history remembers you. Those are the currencies of the GOAT conversation. And that's why, under the brightest lights, with the clock bleeding out and the ball hanging in the air, some believe the crown never moved. There may be many shades of greatness, many eras, many icons, but only one man turned the game itself into his kingdom and made the world believe it was never leaving his grasp.